Hey, Arlo and Frank. Greetings from Ravine. Let's see, what's it called? Ravine Gardens State Forest. Really cool place in Palatka, Florida, which is like an hour southwest of Jacksonville. Today we're going to knock the camera over. Today we're going to do the Three Little Pigs, and we're doing it from these classic fairy tales. Hopefully you can see this. The Enchanted Fairy Tale Storybook, a treasury of classic fairy tales. The Three Little Pigs. This is one that both of your dads, there was a cartoon that both of your dads loved. I'm going to do a video eventually called I Chose Betamax. Sony put out something called Betamax, and then there was the VHS, the VCR tapes. Betamax was a little bit better quality, but VHS caught on and Betamax just died. So in the beginning, you could get movies and everything you could get on VHS, you could get on Betamax. But then that stuff started drying up. So what I would do is I would tape things off the TV and play them for your dads when they were real young. Arlo, probably your dad was about your age when this was going on, and right now you're 3 years old. And there was some sort of a cartoon that had the Three Little Pigs. I think there might have been some singing in it, and it was maybe Bugs Bunny or one of those Warner Brothers things. Anyway, once there was a mother pig who sent out her three little pigs into the world to seek their fortunes. Now remember, boys, she said, the first thing each of you must do is build a house to keep yourself safe and warm. And there they are going out into the world. One of them has a hobo knapsack, which, like the hobos used to ride the railroads, and they would have all their belongings in that little knapsack thing. And they would eat baked beans that were cooked over a fire. Now you know everything you need to know about hobos. Down the road went the first little pig. He met a man with some straw and asked the man to give him a bundle. Then he built himself a little house of straw. So here he is, over here. He's asking the man for the straw, and then there's his house of straw that he built. Down the road went the second little pig. He met a man with some sticks and asked the man to give him a load. Then he built himself a little house of sticks. And so here's the pig with the man with the load of sticks. And there's his stick house. The third little pig went on down the road until he met a man with some bricks. Bricks make a safe, warm house, said the pig. He asked the man to give him a load. Then he built himself a brick house. Frank, you probably get that reference. Or you may someday if that song's still around. So here's the third pig with his house of bricks. Oh, she's a brick house. A big bad wolf had heard the news that three little pigs had gone out into the world to seek their fortunes. And wolves are always big and bad in fairy tales. The wolf was hungry. I'd like to seek my fortune too, said the wolf, and a pig for supper is a fine place to start. First, the wolf knocked on the door of the little straw house and said, little pig, let me come in. Not by the hair of my chinny chin, said the pig. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in, said the wolf. And he huffed and he puffed and he blew down the little straw house. But the first little pig ran away to safety inside the house of sticks built by his brother. And here is his house getting blown away. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Soon the wolf knocked on the door of the little stick house and said, little pig, let me come in. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin, said the second little pig. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in, said the wolf. And he huffed and he puffed and he blew down the little stick house. This time, both little pigs ran to safety inside the house of bricks built by their brothers. And there's the wolf huffing and puffing and blowing down the house of sticks. And there's also some rabbits running away down here. So he's blowing everything away. House, pig. Soon, the wolf knocked at the door of the little brick house and said, little pig, let me come in. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin, said the third little pig. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in, said the wolf. So he huffed and he puffed, but he could not blow the house down. And here he is, after he huffed and he puffed, and he fell on his back in exhaustion. And there's the pigs in the window going like, Sometimes in these stories you kind of hope the wolf wins, and just like in the Roadrunner, you kind of hope that Wile E. Coyote wins every once in a while, but he doesn't. Never happens. The wolf could see that all his huffing and puffing was not going to get him a pig for supper. Little pig, called the wolf, do you like turnips? Oh, yes, sir, said the first little pig. Then go with me tomorrow to Farmer Smith's turnip field. I will call for you at 6 o'clock. All right, the first little pig said sweetly. But he got up at 5 and went to the turnip field by himself and carried home plenty of turnips. He was safely inside his house with his brothers when the wolf came at 6 o'clock. And so there's the wolf. And this is when the wolf thinks he's getting over. But trust me, guys, Frankie will tell you, the wolf never gets over. The wolf was angry, but he tried not to show it. Little pig, he called, do you like apples? Oh, yes, said the second little pig. Then come with me tomorrow to the apple orchard on the hill. I will call for you at 5 o'clock. All right, the second little pig said sweetly, but he got up at 4 o'clock. And he went to the apple orchard by himself and carried home plenty of apples. He was busy baking an apple pie when the wolf arrived at 5. And here it is. And so with this one, he can smell it too. It's like, "Urgh." He's got apples, he made a pie. And he's not going to share it with me. Not by the hair of his chinny chin chin is he going to share it. The wolf was angry, but he tried not to show it. Little pig, he called, do you like fairs? And you're talking about like the state fair or, a carnival kind of thing. Oh, yes, said the third little pig. I love to go to fairs. Then go to the country fair with me. I shall call for you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Now, I assumed that these were times in the morning, but you don't go to the fair at 3 o'clock in the morning. So apparently this is the first was in the evening and now we're in the afternoon. All right, the third little pig said sweetly, but he got up early and went to the fair by himself. He played the games, he ate the cotton candy, and bought a barrel to hold rainwater. And here he is, riding the merry-go-round. Woohoo! He was rolling the barrel towards home when he saw the wolf coming. When he jumped inside the barrel to hide, It began to roll straight at the wolf. The wolf was terrified by the loud rolling barrel, and he turned and ran straight for home. The wolf was running out of patience and ideas. He climbed up on the roof of the little brick house. And here he is up there on the roof. And there's a couple pigs down there going, dude, what you doing on the roof? Then the wolf, now, and so he's on the chimney right there. When the wolf felt the heat rising up through the chimney, he decided to have cornmeal mush for supper instead of pig. So he went away, and that was the end of the big bad wolf. But not the end of the story. The three little pigs lived a long and happy life in the little brick house where they were always safe and warm. And that's thanks to the good advice of Mama Pig. Peace out, guys.